Hey everybody, DJMK here, and welcome to another video. Yeah, I'm on a roll today, so yeah, I'm gonna be streaming. Hope you guys are having fun so far. Happy Wednesday. It's my second day of work, actually. Well, actually, my second day of work here, first day of IRL work. So anyway, yesterday I started on Cinderella Phenomenon again, and I'm currently playing Karma, aka Claude's route. And in the last episode, we realized that uh, the only person who goes by his real name is Rod. Ha 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 ha. Because Rumpel was Chevalier, and Karma is Claude, and Karma turns out to be an acronym for Claude, and his name reminds me of Princess Diaries because Rinaldi. But anyway, this time I'm doing something just a little bit different. This time I am trying an indie game from itch.io called You Are Jeff Bezos. Now, essentially, it's a text game. So essentially, you are basically playing. It kind of reminded me of like that Anton Chekhov story. Like the premise reminds me of like the Anton Chekhov story you where you basically wake up as a cockroach, but this time you wake up as Jeff Bezos. So it kind of got fascinating the moment I saw this comment down here where it says, "I've never felt so intensely attacked and upset and downright disrespected by a game. A simple text-based adventure exploring the age-old question: what would you do if you had more money than any single human being should ever have?" Be sure to expand the side column using the arrow in the upper left to view your current funds. If you're having trouble getting the above embed on your device, you can also play the game on Filomi.law. And also consider leaving a tip on Patreon. I'm not the creator of this game. I just happened to bump into this when I was searching through itch.io yesterday just to find some more titles that I can play with you guys. So yeah, that's why I am playing this game, because I just randomly searched in the internet and I came across this. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel guilty that I frequently shop on Amazon, considering there is an Amazon facility right near my house. But on the other hand, I don't I don't rush my orders typically. I go for like those week long delay deliveries so I can get some extra credit. But even I feel really weird. But and also this is kind of funny. Your recent submission failed during a review process due to a content policy violation from the Amazon App Store itself. Dang. So let's get started, everybody, shall we? And I can do multiple saves. So you are Jeff Bezos. Current worth, I think it's 156 billion. So here we go. Let's get started. When you wake up this morning from unsettling dreams, you find yourself changed in your bed into a monstrous vermin. You are Jeff Bezos. All right. Not gonna lie, it's gonna feel weird. I know that, but um, let's give this a shot. We are basically a billionaire. How do we go next? So you are Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos' employees are now your employees. His money is now your money. Nothing you say or do will convince anyone you are not Jeff Bezos, even his closest friends and family. What do you do? Go to the bathroom, scream in some terrible unnatural event, or spend all of his effing money. Well, I need a shower, so I go to the bathroom. You go to the bathroom. It takes about 9 minutes to do all your business. You flush the toilet, because any game with the bathroom does not allow you to flush the toilet. It's not a real game. In the 9 minutes, you, Jeff Bezos, make $540,000. That's more than 9 times an American's average annual salary and 20 times the median salary of an Amazon employee. And I have heard this because one of my college friends actually used to be an um, an Amazon workshop employee, like facility employee. They raised the wages here, but even so, yeah, not the best. JC. Yeah, it's kind of horrifying, isn't it? Okay, how do I spend this is the question. Because if I had that much money, I want to help as many people as possible. You can't invest it, keep it. You can't invest it, keep it, or earn more of it. You can only spend it. Okay, I'm fine with that. Jeff Bezos' current worth is displayed on the left. Below are some things you might consider spending it on. So I can't pay off student loan debt, which is frustrating. That's one bit I cannot do. Repair Puerto Rico, which is 139 billion only. Pay for the border wall and then not build it. Pay personal taxes. Hire 100,000 new teachers for 4 years each. End homelessness in the United States. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm ending homelessness in the United States. Let's start with that. You eliminate homelessness in the United States. Every person living in the U.S. now has the guaranteed. I didn't even spend that much. Oh my gosh. Okay. You eliminate homelessness in the United States. Every person living in the U.S. now has the guarantee of a roof over their head. This costs you $20 billion, or a trivial 12.8% of your starting net worth. You still have $136,540,000. I'll soon change that. So I can't repair Puerto Rico. So I can also take everything I have. So hire 100,000 new teachers for 4 years each. Pay personal taxes. So let's pay some taxes. Get some maybe help with the government debt. Let's see. Let's try that. Here's where we get into the dicey business of what personal worth is and how it translates to taxable income. Answer: it usually doesn't. Because which people are the main master frauds and oh gosh, who exploit loopholes in tax code to avoid paying their fair share. I should have played some jazz music in the background while doing this. This feels really awkward that I'm playing this silently. Jeff, I recommend y'all get some wine, get some music in the background because yo, this is awkward. Jeff Bezos is worth 156 million. You're using your top tax bracket of 30%, 37%, and paying out 57.72 billion of that. You pay 99%, but then this would be a very short simulator. Hooray for simple math. So we could still hire teachers or pay for the border wall and then not build it. So what else can we do? Fund NASA for. Good job decimating a rich man's wealth so far, by the way. You've gone from 156 billion to a mere 78 billion in a few clicks of a button. If only you can manufacture guillotines, this is support 10,000 artist residents for 4 years each, only $2 billion. That's really not that much, especially when you're one person. But NASA for a year is 20 billion. That's crazy. And we owe the EU $293 million. Let's improve international relations. Let's pay back the EU. You pay back Amazon's taxes to the European Union, a trivial $293 million, or 263,677,000 euro. That's enough to host Eurovision 8 times. Can't beat Lordy. Okay, what next? So, Fox News goes unexpectedly off air, citing existential difficulties. Time names you its person of the year. You decline that fair weather BS. I am going to now double every Amazon's employee's salary. You double the median Amazon worker's salary from poverty level, which is $20,000 a year, to $56,000 a year, much closer to the U.S. average. Your employees are able to lead lives with slightly more dignity. While you're at it, you implement progressive policies getting rid of timed bathroom breaks and those hilariously anti-union videos you're forcing your employees to watch. That's a thing. Ex-Amazon employees, please comment down below. The cost of this deal is so negligible, I'm not even going to model it. What next? The squatter in the White House goes on an unhinged Twitter rant, bringing communist democrat fascists with small oh gosh, that's right, the economy. He calls for your execution. I am funding artists. You can actually delete his account for 50 million? What? Did I just read that? Okay, let me go back. This is a good thing. I'm gonna save this. I should have saved in between each decision. I play visual novels. I should have known. But anyway. Buy Twitter and delete his account for $50 billion. That's all it takes. That is crazy. $50 billion. I got 62 billion. billion right now. Good thing I saved. But you know what? I'm gonna stick with it. I am gonna fund my fellow artists. Support 10,000 artists in residence for 4 years each. Boom. Wait, what? That didn't go down at all. Let me see. Hold on. 62? 60. That's it. Oh my gosh. You spent 2 billion funding 10,000 artists in residence. Hey Zen, how's it going? Playing a text game about Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, which is clearly a critique. You spent 2 billion funding 10,000 artists in residence at various museums, universities, and conservatories around the country. Each artist receives 50,000 a year, up to 4 years. That's really good. Like, I would honestly love to get that much in a year. I'd get maybe pretend there are equations flying out of my head right now, like that meme. Maybe a 20th of that. That's being generous. So, to explain this, it's essentially almost like a Chekhov scenario where essentially you wake up and you are the Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, and the money on the left is basically how much you could spend to basically save the world. And there's quite a lot, believe it or not, there's quite a lot you could actually do with that money. I just ended homelessness. What were the other ones? I ended homelessness. I I couldn't afford to save Puerto Rico, but I did afford something. I did afford to double Amazon employees' salaries, and I just funded 10,000 artists in residence, and I hired 100,000 new teachers. And his worth is still in the billions. Yeah. So long story short, it's basically a criticism of Jeff Bezos about how much he could actually do with this cash, which is quite a lot apparently. And also, I paid back the EU. Wow. Anyway, where were we? Okay, yes. Your lawyers beg you to force the artists to wear a sponsored by Amazon badge in their shirts for every day of their residencies. It's the least the artists could do, and they argue, in exchange for their generosity. You fire these lawyers and use your retainer fees to fund a few more artists. Nice. Bill and Melinda Gates sent a kind yet concerned greeting card, asking if you would like a little advice on how to spend money on poor people, but in a modern way. You burn it. So we got abolish the electoral college, fund NASA for a year. I did pay back taxes to the EU. I did double every Amazon employee's salary and supported 10,000 artists in residence for 4 years each. What is this? Oh, that's for reducing it. Let's fund NASA. Let's go to space and get warp travel. Rather than squander your money on private spaceflight vanities, you put a solid $20 billion toward public astronautics, equal to NASA's annual budget. Mitch McConnell calls you, thank you for saving Congress for the trouble to paying a society of idiots for a year. You make it very clear that the $20 billion is in addition to its federal allotment, and any attempt on Congress's end to slash the budget next year will mean all Congress people are banned forever from your private space cruises. It is a lie, of course. You already dismantled your private space agency, and once Grimes convinces Elon it's the 420 blazing millennial thing to do, he'll follow suit as well. Boldly going forward because we can't find reverse. Fine. Finally, assassins have showed up. Do we double the assassins' fee to pay them to assassinate their colonies instead, abolish the electoral college, or do you hear something? Do you hear something? A loud crack fills the. Oh, I think this is one of the endings. Apparently, there are multiple endings to this game. Let me save first. Visual novel veteran right here. I should have done that, but anyway. Do you hear something? Apparently, there are several endings to this game, and there are secret endings as well. So that's interesting. But anyway, a loud crack fills the room as finally your frantic family members and several bodyguards manage to break down the door to your bedroom. A few of your burlier relatives pin you down and take away your laptop. Please, Uncle Bezos, says a doe-eyed child who is probably actually not your nibbling, probably jiggly fears, tears falling down their cheeks as you're tied to a chair. You left us with a mere 40 billion. $1,800,540,000. Mother says, will we ever so destitute if you do not cease your wretched spending? Do Jeff Bezos' extended family speak like Dickens characters? They do here. What do you say to your child? It is not a place we want being billionaires immoral or show them Twitter. The NFTC socialists will take less effort on your end. I'm a member of Twitter. Not gonna lie, it's how I promote my channel. But at this point, Twitter's kind of turned into a dumpster fire that no more conversation, except for maybe like nerdy conversations, becomes moot. But then I come to think of it, even nerdy conversations have started to become a battleground. So I'm gonna have to explain to them, I am an English major after all, about why ultimately holding a good chunk of wealth hostage is not ultimately a good thing. Reference to The Good Place. I love this. Your arms tied behind your back, you're left gesturing with your head, asking the sniffling snot-nosed cherub to take a seat on your knee. They do, and while your family and hired strongmen rifle through your belongings, trying to find a way to undo your recent financial transactions, you launch into the best, most heartfelt, age-appropriate lecture on ethics. It is light on theory and heavy on comparisons. But you manage to get across in a world such wealth as ours, for select few to hold on to the vast majority of that wealth, whether they earned it or not, while others starve in neglecting our moral duty to one another. The child listens quietly and frowns. Look, you say finally, just watch The Good Place. And that is a show that I personally recommend. I love that show to pieces. The finale is next week. Like, if you have not watched the show, go watch it now. It is great. It stars Kristen Bell and Ted Danson. It's just brilliant. Just go watch it. Well, that sure took a while to reach a pretty basic media recommendation. And unfortunately, in the meantime, you've earned $10 million? It went up. Oh my god. I could save more people. Maybe we better delete the child rearing to social media? Enough of this. Try to spend more money. You flex your shiny biceps as hard as you can. The ropes binding you to the chair literally burst into so many shreds of hemp. You stand, using a leg of the chair to beat back several bodyguards and distraught adult heirs. When you see a path open, you take it, fleeing into the city streets armed only with your bathrobe, a phone, and a small laptop. After escaping onto the subway, you spare a quick glance at your bank balance and find it's still too large for your taste. So let's see. Fund 10 animal rescues for 4 years. We're still in the millions. That's crazy. Build 10 new public libraries. Finance 100 indie games. Reboot Mythbusters, which I'm not going to do because, for one, Adam and Jamie apparently hated each other, but they work well together. That's why they're able to last for at least 10 years. And also, Jessie, like one of the engineers, unfortunately, she passed away while breaking the drag racing speed record. So it feels kind of weird to revive it at this point. Even though I love the show. So pay off 1,000 graduate students' loans or fix the water crisis. Oh my gosh. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to pay off student loans, fix the water crisis, and finance 100 indie games. Boom. In that order. The average graduate student has $57,000 in loan debt. I have less than that, but it's still ridiculous. Your friends are anything but average, of course, but you also probably don't have 1,000 of them, so 57.6 million should cover you either way, plus a few hundred strangers. You spend every leftovers organizing a game studies conference, including covering transportation and hotel expenses for all speakers. Todd Harper does the opening keynote, and Maddie Bryce oversees the wine tasting session. No speakers over the age of 45. That I disagree with. Get the older people in there too, because some of these people are actually pretty cool. Like, if Satoru Iwata were still alive, he would be like one of the first ones to speak up. And maybe Miyamoto. That's just me though. You hole up in a dimly lit cafe where no one will question why Jeff Bezos is here in his bathrobe working on a laptop. To help ensure their silence, you pay the college educations of 3 baristas on duty, 303,000, which is, yeah, that's about right actually. That's about right actually. That's about for like a semester in one of the highest colleges without financial aid. Yeah, that's about right. Or the entire 4 years of a state college. You also tip well because labor should be adequately compensated regardless of whether a service worker goes the extra miles for you, which is 200. So I'm going to fix the Flint water crisis because those pipes need to be changed. You completely renovate the deteriorated water system of Flint, Michigan, freeing its residents from corporate serfdom to Nestle. This sells you back all of 55 million, or less than the cost of a single SpaceX rocket. Literally, this should have happened years ago already. A barista with a lip ring and an Imperator Furiosa tattoo brings you a second coffee. If you've not watched Mad Max Fury Road, go watch that movie. It is great. Also, I recommend playing some jazz in the background. I wish I thought of like playing some chill hop in the background for this, but do not want to get copyright struck, so not doing it. But anyway, they tell you that what you're doing now doesn't make up for the years that you, Jeff Bezos, has spent exploiting your workers and destroying rival businesses. You agreed wholeheartedly, since it's not like they'll believe you to explain you're just a rando stuck in Jeff Bezos' gross plastinated body. So let's fund some indie games. Let's get some really good stuff going. Let's be real. There are two kinds of independent games. The ones who have former AAA devs that often run into the millions and usually require outside investment and stuff like this built in twine. So postulating that you can fund 100 indie games for 1 million each is some wild ass math. But let's say you fund 10 of those bigger games by industry veterans and use the rest to support 200 small indies. Or maybe you don't fund any Kickstarter games and instead donate every last cent to your favorite avant-garde glitch girl. Whatever you want, babe, it's your money. Take that, indie apocalypse! Sirens outside. You learn from the TV there's a warrant out for your arrest for suspicion of fraud, which under the circumstances it seems hilarious. Your barista allies shutter the blinds to the already darkened coffee shop. They decide to switch off the news and put on an anime instead. Oh my god, yes! Let's bankroll a second season of Monthly Gross Mosaki-kun. Because the first season was only like 12 episodes. And it really pissed me off when I finished it so quickly because I got so hooked at the investment of Nozaki. Like, getting over feelings already. Also, this is the question though. Would it be enough to pay off the salaries of all the animators? Because animators are severely underpaid in Japan. Check out the video by Asian Boss, by the way, of one animator who's done a lot of animations and keying for a lot of big anime, including Boruto and Full Metal Alchemist. And he's not, and it's like $6 they're getting for that. Fans around the world rejoice. 3 million is a little high for one anime core, but also Japanese animators are criminally overworked and underpaid. Case in point. So you see the remainder goes towards their salaries. Yosh! One of the priestesses is giving you away. It was an accident. They forgot they left location data on while tweeting on the Bezos' Bay hashtag. Before you know it, you have the entire local police force to the cafe's front door. You scan your list for something quick to spend some of Jeff Bezos' money while the person's arranged for your escape through the back. Let's build 10 new public libraries. Go! The cost of your public library can vary, but 15 million gets a relatively fancy one. So obviously, 150 million gets you 10 fancy ones. And your remainder ought to go toward maintaining the library since you built them and all. Books are good, and they are good. You and your barista race through the city's back streets, candidly avoiding police blockades and Amazon locker locations. Twice you were nearly cut down by weaponized delivery drones, but you managed to drive weaponized delivery drones. This person is so creative. I love this. But you managed to drive out the firing range just in time. Drones record you as KIA in their online tracker system anyway, thus buying your precious few minutes. Held up behind the dumpster, you find the barista with the lip ring and sustained a deep cut to their arm. Promise to pay the person if the hospital gets affected or use the cleanest $100 bills to just the wound, which is only 1,000. I'd say pay the barista, pay the hospital bill. I could totally afford it. You inform the person that you fully cover the medical expresses if their cut gets any worse. They give you a sour look. It's clear they aren't impressed. Okay, let's try to reach the sewers. It's no use. Sewers actually aren't all that spacious, and also manhole covers are really heavy. The police catch up to you while you're swearing and nursing your stubbed toe. Maybe you should have run out of your luxury apartment wearing something sturdier than slippers. You and your three barista allies are arrested on the spot. Oh. You and your college-age accomplices are each charged with resisting arrest, the most ridiculous charge. Additionally, you are charged with one count of destabilizing capitalism, while the three baristas are charged with pirating anime. Pay bail and everybody else in the city's jail system. Let's do that. You pay cash bail for your three coffee-making accomplices, as well as the entire jail population of the city, about 12,000 people. Dang, that's a lot. The police, catching wise, put you on your own bail and an absolutely unheard of 39 billion. That's exactly what I have. There's no way anyone can pay that. Demand to see your lawyer. Because you're white and wealthy, the law works differently for you. You're granted a phone call to your lawyer. Unfortunately, you do not know the number of Jeff Bezos' lawyer or even who they are. You recall talking to some lawyers, but you're pretty sure you fired those. You realize that if you're going to do anything with this one phone call, it should be something to get rid of as much of remaining wealth as possible. So, we've got donate all you have left toward rebuilding Puerto Rico, donate everything to the National Education Association, or effing keep it. I'll represent myself. You know what? Let's save Puerto Rico and have more Hamilton in Puerto Rico. Let's go. You donate everything you have left toward rebuilding Puerto Rico. The sum is significant and goes some ways towards the island's recovery. It won't fix everything, but it helps. And you could be sure the funds won't go to waste. After finishing your phone call, you return quietly to your cell. If Bezos' Bay is still trending on Twitter. You're sure someone is raising money for your legal fees right now, but you absolutely refuse to use it. There is nothing more you can do. For now. But wait. Wait. There is little else to do. You sit and contemplate your admittedly brief existence as Jeff Bezos. The unimaginable wealth you struggled to spend. The problems that lay outside even your ability to fix. Was it really worth anything at all to rid the world of one man's billions? Was it really the best you could do? With this thought in your head, you lie down on your hard jail bunk, and slowly you drift off to sleep. When you wake up in the morning from unsettling dreams, you find yourself changed in your bed to a monstrous mermaid. You're Elon Musk! Oh my god! It just gets. Can I feel myself out of jail? That's the true end! Oh my god! That's considered the true ending! Jeff Bezos in jail, saving Puerto Rico, and I wake up as Elon. Oh my god. Oh man. Okay. I want to see about paying off my bail and see what happens. Because I feel like there's something like some more world save I could possibly do. Let's go through the saves. So I think it was Sirens Outside. I revived the anime. I remember that much. I'm gonna keep that. Yosh. Funded 10 new public libraries. Let's change it up. Actually, let's use the bills, although, because it is fabric after all. Let's try that. You really throw money at the problem and tape together 10 printer fresh $100 bills end to end, using them as makeshift bandage around the patient's wound. They grimace. It's not a great way to address the cut, but it's probably better than nothing, and they appreciate the fact that you're trying at least. Make a break for the sewers obviously doesn't work. I still pay bail. So they're gonna make me pay everything. You know what? I'm gonna pay that bail. Wait. Apparently one person would pay a bail like that. And that person is you, Jeff Bezos. There's a bit more paperwork involved, and of course a lot of waiting. but at the end of it, you are free. You walk down the front steps of the jail, brushing dirt from your bathrobe, bombarded left and right by cameras and journalists of every stripe. I just realized I gave an extra $1,000 to the barista, so actually that was a better use of my money, because that's still going to have worth even though it's blood covered. A car waits for you, not your own. It's Elon Musk's personal Tesla. And he's very cross with you right now. Oh my god. Get in the car. You ride in silence for several minutes. So, Elon says at last, eyes straight ahead, voice even. That was a hell of a bender you went on today, my friend. Were you expecting something to happen once you spent all Jeff Bezos' money? Maybe you effed it up by blowing everything you had left in your own well-being rather than someone else. Or maybe you were always doomed to remain in a gross middle-aged man's body no matter what you did. Yeah, you say handsomely, with Jeff Bezos' vocal cords. Don't worry, Elon assures you. He sounds kind, empathetic. I have been in your shoes, the voice says. You wonder about the implications of that. We can totally start a GoFundMe for you now. This is considered a neutral end. So I wonder, what is a bad ending in this game? That's making me curious. So I got the true ending, I got the neutral ending. There is a bad ending. There's 3 secret endings as well. So I got the true ending on my first shot. So let's go straight to it. Let's just spend all his money. So this time I'm gonna go straight to repair Puerto Rico. Let's do that first. You repair every ounce of damage Hurricane Maria has done to Puerto Rico. It will still take some time to enact repairs, and nothing can be done to prevent the hundreds of lives lost due to federal negligence. But the island is at last on its way to real recovery. At 139 billion, this action represents roughly the limit of your personal wealth. So good thinking this one out of the way first. There are still smaller things you can take care of, though. Let's see them. So we can't do those things because we saved the entire country, but expensive ourselves. What else can we do? You got a phone call on your personal line from the main financial advisor, apparently distressed. You ignore it. What else can we do? Good job dismaying the rich man's wealth so far. You've gone from 156 billion to a mere 17 billion in a few clicks of a button. The fact I could still say billion, that's astounding. So let's now. Dang it! I have to choose between artists and Amazon employees. I feel terrible. And I could save the EU as well. Come on. Let's pay my employees. Let's do that. So we're down to 1 billion. So I can't do much. I read that one. Time means the person of the year. One sec. Okay. Did Eurovision. I have paid so much. Okay. But you know what, actually? I think I'm going to end it here. I know, it's been the day of super short streams. And also I need to get the door. Give me one moment. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, so this game is really fascinating. I mean, honestly, I didn't think there was gonna be so much I could do, and it's kind of astounding that one person can do all of that. I got the true and the neutral ends. Maybe if you want me to do like do the bad end and try to get the secret endings in future playthroughs, or you want to try it out for yourself, it's on itch.io. I'll put the link in the description of the YouTube video in case you're curious about it, but man, I got an education. I may actually rethink my online shopping now, considering that there's so much you can do with that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this. Here's all my social media in case you want to check it out. I do Twitter pretty frequently. I also have Spotify. Um, I have a Discord. The link is in the chat rules and also in the description of the YouTube video as well. My YouTube channel is DJ MK Off the Air, and my Mixler live streams will be coming back at the end of this month, which I am super excited about because I miss my radio show so much. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and of course, my friends, may your heart be your guiding key. Bye, everybody.